Well, hello, my friends. I'm Steve again. I just did a video yesterday and I listened to it afterwards, and I realized I kind of rambled along, but there was a lot of stuff in there that was fairly interesting. Also, I saw the title. Uh, it said "How to Apply." This spiritual, and it got me realizing that it's so easy to go into a trap of trying to put spirituality in a box. How to apply our spiritual principle that we are all one, that we are love, and all of those things like that. It was like my immediate thought process. I must tell them how to do this. And that's the whole point. It's not. It's the application is in the thought. The application is in the truth that we are all one. Something that I found most touched me through the life of Jesus, whether it be myth or otherwise. The concept of our Creator loving each individual of all that ever exist or will exist, for so much that even if we were to torture this Creator as a human entity, that they would say, forgive us, Spirit, forgive them, Spirit, forgive them, God, as the God that they understood at that time. They know not what they do. We don't. And me trying to pretend that I can tell you how to apply the Spirit, that concept, is a little bit pretentious, I think. It's just a beautiful thing. I think the only application, I suppose, would be meditating in however that means to you, the thought, that really getting the concept of that Spirit that is all us, loves all, and when it's in its purest form, cannot harm all, to actually love so much that it would almost kill you to harm a soul. That's amazing. That's amazing. So how you apply that, I don't know. Let the palette of life be yours to apply that in any way, shape, or form that you wish, I would say. That's the only thing to say, I suppose. I'm just still struggling. Struggling isn't the right word. I'm experiencing that myself, how to apply that, how that applies to my life, and how it creates this pure love in me towards all people that I know, and myself for that matter. So anyways, sometimes I listen to it, and I'm listening to it going, wait a second here. I think I'm going down that rabbit path again. Go listen to it. Tell me what you think. There wasn't too many people that participated in that video, and hopefully that'll change. If you know anybody, pass this around. Send it to people if you're enjoying it. Subscribe, the bell, all of those things that they say to do. I really love this message to get to as many people as possible. And apparently YouTube has this algorithm thing. So if we like it, if we share it, or if we try to watch it, get as many people to watch it as possible, it starts to get sent out more and more, and that would be awesome. Anyways, another thing I talked about yesterday was You Can't Make Me Angry, the book You Can't Make Me Angry. And the heart of that book is that it's simply your emotions are your responsibility. And if you were to say to someone, well, you made me angry, no, you decided to be angry. You chose to be angry in that situation. It's always our choice. One of the philosophies or our thought processes that went with that was, who's more important, the other person or yourself? So if I say somebody made me angry, I gave them the power over myself, because I chose to have a lesser or a less, how do I explain it? In anger, anger has a ill effect on people, generally speaking, ourselves. We can get caught up in many problems because of anger. And if we if we allow someone to make us angry, then we are lessening our life experience for them. You see, that was part of it. But anyways, I read that before I started understanding this, and I'm finding this is a better way, I think. How does this philosophy, how is this applying to me? Rather than how can you, I don't know how you. So I think the best thing is, how is it applying to me? Well, I find I'm not angry at people now. I have less anger in me. I have less anger, I guess, also is a form of fear. We're afraid of disconnection. My counselor says, that's one of the biggest fears we have is a disconnection with people. We know inside of us that we are all one. We know this from childhood. We maybe aren't able to express it, but something inside of us. If you were to ask people, even, doesn't matter, atheist, whatever religious thing, it's almost all to do, there is an aspect of we are all one. We even use terms like we're all in this together, all of those sort of things like that. In some way, shape, or form, people generally agree or accept the concept that we are one. So in counseling aspects, psychology, for instance, will say that we get afraid of disconnection with someone. We're going to lose that connection because they are not happy with us, or they are doing something that could potentially harm us. For instance, if we're driving in a car and somebody pulls over and we freaking out because we're afraid. Are we afraid of our life? But more or less, more than that, I think, because if we do something that could harm us to ourselves, we generally don't get angry at ourselves most of the time. We just kind of, thankfully, whatever, I got to live. So yes, we are afraid of death, but we're also afraid of this, hey, how come you don't like me? Or how come you are disconnecting from me? Why would you want to hurt me like that? All of those things like that. So how would this apply to me, this concept that we are all one, and specifically in my life, shown through the cross, Jesus on the cross, expressing that no matter how you hurt me, it doesn't change that this deep love I have for you. And that's what our Creator thinks of every one of us, including those that just cut us off in traffic, including those that just cut me, that tried to hurt me or stole money from me or cheated on me or abused me. All of those things that may have happened to me, this Spirit loves those people the same. Imagine now, if I were to look at any aspects of me that are, say, racist or anti-religion things, like, say, if I was a fundamentalist Islamic who hates something, or a Christian that hates another religion, or, like, for instance, there's a lot of anti-Catholicism in Christianity and so on and so forth like that. Imagine now coming to this realization that Jesus was loving them as well. I mean, the Pharisees, in the story, he was expressing love to the great extent that I would rather be tortured than harm you. Now, how this applied to my life? What's the effect that this has had on my life so far? Like I said, I have less anxiety now. I have less hatred towards people. Or anger would be a better word. I don't know how much hatred I had before, probably, but anger for sure. I have compassion. I realize that this that people are, and myself, compassion for myself, for my own issues that come up where I realize, oh my gosh, why did I think that way? Or why do I think that way? Or, how many times have we said, well, why would that person do that? Or why did they think that way? Or why did they do that? A lot of it I have found has come from a form of illness, which is an incorrect belief that allows them to be in fear. Fear is like the number one issue. Well, that's why I brought up that book, You Can't Make Me Angry, where it talks about we choose to love or fear. Now, I'm going to go back because that was the heart of my message yesterday. I'm not going to stray from this now. Choosing to love and fear, it's a great concept. But how about, as Jesus said, getting to the point where we can really not do anything but love? What I found that when I continue to meditate and believe in and realize that God is love in that sense that Jesus showed on the cross for me, and like I said, you can accept this however, you can accept this from a different perspective, different religion, different whatever. And I didn't get anybody commenting down there on the bottom, but I would love to hear it from an Islamic perspective or any other type of religious perspective. But for me, realizing that our spirit is like that on the cross, that is what it's like. That is who we are in the depths of our soul, the depths of our being. Our spirit is the depths of our being. That anything that looks not like that is believing in something that isn't. So it's not personal. It's because of an incorrect belief, a wrong belief in who we all are as one. And the more people know and more people believe this truth that we are consistently all one and are willing to accept it. Because in accepting it, the difficulty it seems to be in accepting this, as I'm learning for myself, is that you really do have to accept all people. And not just accept them, but you will more and more deeply love them, which gives up a lot of control over life, over your life, in the sense that I realize that my security doesn't come from my actions as much as I thought it was before. I just got off the phone with a friend who said that there was a bunch of fires up in Fort McMurray, and he was having a terrible time with it. And he said, he talked to me, and I said, well, the truth of the matter is, this is a good time to learn that you don't have control. And that's probably a good thing. Because experiencing and believing the idea that we individually are not the controller, the more we experience that, the more we experience that the universe really is in our side. The universe really wants us to live. I mean, just the fact that we're alive. All of the planets, everything, stars, everything are aligned perfectly for us to live. This creator, whatever it may be, whatever this is, the spirit, creator, source, however you want to put it, infinite intelligence, as it's said in Science of Mind, has created a universe for our ability to live, that if anything were to shift, we would all die. We're suspended in the universe and live because of a perfect synchronicity. And we don't control it. And I'm finding that the less I try to control and allow this thought process of love dictate my life, such as doing this video, the more everything that I thought I was afraid of disappears. because I see the universe working in my life to propel me to more love, to more togetherness, to more oneness, to more of all the things I think we all ever wanted. That's if we were to ask most people what they want is peace, love, freedom, all of these things. And most of my actions before I've come to this realization, little did I know, was actually going away from this concept. The more I tried to create my security, the more I put myself in a prison. And the more I felt imprisoned, the more I tried to dictate people's responses to what I want them to do, the more frustrated I became. And the more I worried about my securities, the more insecure it became, regardless of what came in my life. So anyways, the story, he said he finally just realized that I don't have control, and that's okay. And now he's given up more and more control to the universe around us that provides the synchronicities that keep us alive. Now, I don't know what that looks like to you, and I'm not going to try to tell you what that looks like to you, but if you have any questions about what I'm saying, I'm not here to necessarily tell you, oh, I have all the answers, but I have a perspective. I could give a perspective of it. That's about the best I could do. Watching my last video, I think I started realizing that I was breaking away from the fact that this is my perspective and trying to kind of give your perspective. And I don't think that helps at all. I think if we work together on each other's perspectives, we can grow and learn together in our own worlds that we are having, our own box that we call our life. And hopefully this helps you somehow be able to live in more freedom and remove these boxes, and that we can grow together in an amazing oneness that we were always meant to be. I think that's my full 42%. I wasn't going to talk about this again, but I'm glad I did, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe and send me some comments down on the bottom. Encouragement is always good, because I'm a little insecure about doing this, to tell you the honest truth. But I'm going to keep on doing so because I feel somehow compelled to do so. Have a great day. Lots of love to you.